question deals with ethics. We'll start with Mr. Apodaca. New Mexico's political ethics, or lack thereof, have been questioned. Do you believe we need ethical reform? And if so, what specific actions would you take?
Absolutely. I believe in open government. I think we should all have open government, no matter you serve one day or you serve 30 years. Now, we continue to talk about it. We're like the only state that doesn't have an ethics commission, and we have to bring that together. And then we put it together, and then we don't fund it. We don't fund programs. And then we literally have governors, when they're leaving office, to seal personal files and making sure that your history's sealed. So I would challenge anybody that has a personal file in federal government that's running for a higher office, open those files. Let everybody see what type of executive you'll be. So if you really believe in open government, that means we have to have open government across the board. And it's time we start auditing not only the governor, but our legislators and our local people and our people within government to make sure they're spending your money the right way, the best way. And I'll make sure as governor we will push for that.
Thank you. Congresswoman.
There's no question New Mexico could benefit from an ethics commission. Doing real ethics work does take an incredible infrastructure and investment. We ought to make it a #1 priority. When I was elected to the Bernalillo County Commission in 2010, we didn't have an internal ethics process. That meant that employees who were engaged in unethical behavior, either politically or officially on the job, or any Bernalillo County Commissioner who was also engaged in the same inappropriate practices, there were no way to deal with an elected official. As a commissioner, I changed that. So we changed the requirements for both employees and for elected officials. And during my tenure, a Bernalillo County commissioner was censored for violating our ethics code. So there's no question that you can create an ethics and ethical environment in government. And we should be doing it at all levels. And there's no question that the state can lead here and should. And I would be incredibly committed to making sure that that occurs. And while I've been in Congress, we are now creating enhanced ethics commissions and ethics reviews. I've participated in every one of those, and in fact, in the most recent efforts, making sure that we are referring every kind of practice, because I think that that's alleged to be unethical, that elected officials should be held to the highest standards and should be leading by example. New Mexico can, in fact, be that example.
Senator Cervantes.
I began my talk with you this morning about ethics and what I've done to reform ethics. And so I've talked about passing the Whistleblower Protection Act so that people could come forward without retaliation. Frances Williams, whose story is on our webpage, was part of the housing authority in our state. She saw millions of dollars being squandered away, that high-ranking officials were living in subsidized housing that were meant for our most vulnerable New Mexicans. She came forward to me because she had gone to the governor and he wouldn't listen to her. She had gone to the lieutenant governor, she wouldn't listen to her. She went to the attorney general and she wouldn't listen to her, so she came to me. I gave her 2 hearings and we promptly began to reform the Housing Authority Act. We passed the whistleblower protection because she was sued for coming forward. Look, ethics is at the heart of what we do, and you cannot lead any organization, much less state government, unless people have respect for you. And they can't have respect for you unless they see you have the highest ethical standards. I've been in the legislature 18 years. I've never been the subject of any ethics complaint or inquiry of any kind in 18 years. Not all of us at this table can say that. I can tell you that in my years in the legislature, and on top of that, I've been a lawyer for those 30 years. I've never been subject to an ethics complaint of any kind by any clients in 30 years of practicing law. My colleagues have me chairing committees and have me heading impeachment proceedings when we've had to impeach our own members of state government at the highest levels. They've come to me because they know that I'll be fair, I'll be straight, and that I represent the highest ethical standards of the legislature. That's why they had me chair the 2 impeachment committees that we've had to unfortunately undertake in my time in the legislature. I lead by example. I lead by experience. And I think that matters. New Mexicans don't have to take a chance on me that I'm going to be an ethical person. You can look at 30 years in practicing law, 18 years in the legislature, and look to my colleagues who turn to me repeatedly when it comes to matters of ethics and conduct as a leader.